Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Art of Creation Homestead. We're in the kitchen. We haven't been in the kitchen just a little bit, but we're in the kitchen. Angela Kay's making something that maybe isn't necessarily something you'd find in the foothills of Blue Ridge Mountains, like where I was raised at. But it's something that's certainly delicious and tasty and something we enjoy doing. Angela Kay is making Croque Madames today, in case you haven't noticed, since that was the title of the video. But it's kind of fun, kind of different. We're going to enjoy ourselves, and Angela Kay is going to show you how to get it done, okay?
To start, we need to make a bechamel, which is just a French white sauce. To do that, we have 2 tablespoons of salted butter. And to that, we are adding 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour.
Obviously melted the butter.
Yes, obviously. You heard it frying.
Yep.
And you want to whisk that together. I'm just using my little half moon whisk because that's what works best for things like this.
Gets in the corners really well.
Yes.
At the edges of the pot.
More than a big whisk.
Yeah.
And you want to go ahead and season this up pretty good.
You got your heat on like low before, right? I know.
Yeah.
Or medium.
About medium.
Too high is going to burn it, too low is not going to cook it.
Yep. So you want to stir that around. You want to let that cook for about a minute or 2 so that raw flour taste gets out of there, because you don't want that in your bechamel. You'll know it's ready when you start to smell the butter. And I'm starting to smell the butter right now. So we have a cup of whole milk here. I'm just going to add about 1/4 of that, because you don't want to pour it all in at once, because it will all lump. And you will end up with a lumpy bechamel, and you don't want that. Don't be scared by the name bechamel. It's not hard to make. It's very easy to make.
Similar to making gravy.
Very similar to making gravy. And you just want to keep whisking little bits in until all your milk is whisked in, until everything is smooth. Okay, now as you can see, we put all of our milk in. It's nice and smooth and creamy now. Now you have an option. You can either do it the French way and put just a little tiny pinch of nutmeg in it, or you can put about 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese in it, which is what I'm doing. It's not enough to make it a cheese sauce. You want to turn your heat off at this point. It's not enough to make it a cheese sauce. It's just to add some extra flavor. And you want to stir that in until it's all nice, till it goes back nice and smooth. And at this point, you'll want to taste it to see if you need any more salt or pepper, to make sure it's nice and seasoned well and that it tastes good. Now we're going to start building our sandwiches. This is homemade bread. You don't have to use homemade bread. You can use...
It would be good to have a good thick piece of bread.
You can just use good bread.
Sturdy.
A good sourdough or something like that would work great.
Yeah.
Now you want to basically divide your bechamel up into 4 parts, because I'm making 2 sandwiches here. If you're making more than 2, you'll want to make more bechamel.
So the rest of this bechamel is used after?
After.
Right, okay, gotcha.
So you want to put a good layer on your bottom piece of bread.
So everybody understands this is not a sandwich you eat with your hands, is this correct?
I hope you understand that. If you don't understand it now, you'll understand it later.
Okay, I'm just making sure that everybody's aware of what we're doing here. This is a knife and fork sandwich, kind of, sort of?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes, it is. Now you want to start with your ham. And put as many pieces as you like on a sandwich. I'm only putting 1 on mine. They're thicker sliced. I'm only putting 1 piece on mine.
Okay, and you'll put 2 on mine then? Yeah, just do 2 on mine, I think. Because
you're going to add more to this.
These are big pieces of ham too, by the way. So
and you're going to add more to this.
Yeah.
Now we are going to add our cheese. I am using Swiss. The typical French thing is to use Gruyere. I'm going to be completely honest here. Gruyere is very expensive.
Gruyere is expensive.
So I'm using Swiss.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
If you don't like Swiss, because some people don't, then you could use Gouda. It's much more mild flavored. And
Havarti's a little milder.
Yeah.
And if you want to use Gruyere, go ahead.
Yep.
It's okay.
Exactly. Now you want to put the tops back on top of your cheese. And now we are going to take them over to the stove and grill them up. Okay, now we're just going to cook these up like you do a grilled cheese sandwich. But you don't want to use butter, you don't want to use oil or mayonnaise or something like that, like a lot of people do with grilled cheese these days. You want to use butter, real butter, not fake butter. You want to use about 1.5 tablespoons or so of butter, because you don't want it to make the sandwich greasy. You just want it to get a nice butter flavor and a nice brown crispiness on your sandwich.
So you just melted that butter?
Yes.
Right? So melted the butter first.
And then you want to put in your sandwiches. And what I like to do is move them around a little to let them soak up that butter. And just keep checking them. And when they're nice and brown on one side, then you flip it. And you may have to put more butter. When you flip it, you may have to put a little bit more butter in there. And then you let them go brown completely on the other side. I'll show you what it looks like when they're done. So now, as you can see, they're nice and golden brown and nice and buttery. And you can tell that the bread is crunched up a little. Now we're putting them on a baking sheet that I've lined with parchment. You don't have to line it with parchment, but it's for easier cleanup. Now, if you just wanted to eat them like this is a croque monsieur, which is a mister. But if you want a croque madame, then you would do this.
I married a French woman. I didn't know I married a French woman.
Now you want to put...
See, sorry for the poor humor. This is just... Some of y'all get annoyed. I'm not being disrespectful. Sorry. Just playing around.
Now you want to put the rest of your bechamel on top of your bread.
Now, by the way, if you just learned how to make a bechamel for the first time, you can add a bunch of cheese to that, make it really cheesy, and then use it over pasta.
It's a base sauce.
Absolutely.
The French call it a mother sauce.
Yeah, right.
Because you can add anything to it. You can add your Gruyere to it and make what they call a Mornay sauce, which is a fancy cheese sauce. Now, you want to take more Swiss cheese or Gruyere.
Your cheese of choice.
You put another slice on top.
Yep.
And now you put them under the broiler until this cheese is melted and browned. Okay, this is what it'll look like when it comes out. You'll see it started to brown just a little bit.
You can probably get a little brown if you wanted to.
If you want to.
It's okay.
And your bechamel will start to run down the sides. Like Jason said, this is not a sandwich you eat out of hand.
Nope.
You eat it with a knife and fork, which is a very French thing.
Yep.
But to continue making this a croque madame instead of a croque monsieur, you want to, from there, you want to fry an egg, a runny egg. It has to be runny. And put it on top.
Are you monsieur?
I'm monsieur. No, I'm madame. I'm madame. You're monsieur. Now we have some butter melted in our skillet, and we are going to crack our eggs.
Crack a Maggie egg.
You want to make sure that you have your yolks runny. So you want to make sure that the yolk is intact.
Yes.
Now, I've got my eggs in the pan. Jason wants 2 eggs on his. Now, if you don't like runny eggs, if runny eggs make you squeamish, then this is probably not the sandwich for you. You can cook them done, but it's not going to be the same experience because the runny yolk, it makes more of a sauce for the sandwich.
So to do this, keep your heat on what?
Keep it on medium to medium low.
We got it on, this is like kind of 3 for our stove.
Unless you like your eggs browned. If you like your eggs browned, then go right ahead and turn it up higher. Also, normally you use sunny side up eggs for this, mostly for appearance sake. I really don't care a whole lot for sunny side up eggs. I like mine what's considered over medium, which is the white completely cooked and the yolk completely runny.
So sunny side up would mean like there's no cooked film over top of the yolk, right?
No. There's no cooked film over top of it.
What you're talking about is a little cooked film over top of it, essentially.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So now we're just going to flip our eggs, and it don't take long once they're flipped. Okay, as you can tell, one of the yolks broke, but it's fine.
No big deal. It'll be fine.
Okay, now you want to put your egg on top.
Yep.
And then you will eat it with a knife and fork. You will be very French tonight, and you will eat it with a knife and fork. Because you do not want to pick this up.
No, I'd be a little bit, like, I don't know why I would try to use my hands for that.
I don't know why anybody would.
No, but you never know.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to take mine and try, that's a good looking yolk, look at that. Try and get a little cut out of it. Just for flavor's sake. Sometimes it looks like a mess, but sometimes a mess is the best tasting food. This is going to be a heck of a bite, but you know what? We're going to do it. Reckon? I think I got a little everything in there. Don't you?
I think so.
Alright. So let's go find out, huh? It's so good. Absolutely delicious. Great flavor. Just everything melts together just right. It was so tasty. Now, we're going to be a little partial here. If you want to do this, try to do it with some farm fresh eggs. The best quality egg you can find. Because it's really all about getting a good flavor from that egg yolk in there. And you're not going to get it with just the basic. You're not going to get as good a flavor with just the basic white eggs that you get out of the store. So get the best quality eggs you can find. But it does make a difference, honestly. So, but that's awesome. It's a great, new, different kind of thing to do. It's something you're not going to do all the time, but once in a while, pretty stinking tasty. So thank you guys so much for watching. We do appreciate it. My name is Jason. That smart one, her name's Angela Kay. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love y'all. God bless you and goodbye.